All right, today I'm here with Eric from Got Your Six Coffee Company, new local venture coffee. I've got two gorgeous bags of coffee you brought me called the Mustang and the Blue Line. We'll get to that later. Eric approached me. You are a veteran, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you serve?
I was in active reserve with the United States Navy.
Okay.
I graduated from Maine Maritime Academy.
Okay.
I was commissioned ensign and started working for Military SEAL of Command and spent the next 13 and a half years basically deployed overseas doing logistical support for the Navy and Armed Forces afloat.
That's cool.
Yep.
So you were all over the place, and I'm assuming.
A small town country boy, and after 13 and a half years, I can say that 59 different countries.
Damn.
I've got a couple T-shirts.
That's that be so fit.
Yeah.
You got some guns on you. I should have guessed about that Navy because of that tattoo. That's a really cool map. You can't obviously see it, but he's got a really cool map tattoo on his arm. That's super cool.
The whole thing with the sparrow.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's really cool. It's really well done.
Thank you.
59 countries.
Yep.
I'm assuming some of the times you got to go in, and some of the times you didn't.
I've been to all of them except for one. We pulled into one, and it was one of those kind of touch and go.
Don't get off the boat type situation. So I know I'm gonna put you on the spot. Best country.
Oh man, it's funny because I never thought about it. The Asian countries like Singapore and Japan, those are probably two of my top favorites.
Japan's a blast.
Oh, it's awesome.
Dude, it's the best. Like we were talking before, we recorded my best friends in Japan, and he's still there. He was there for 6 years, came back, went to flight school, officer school, went back, and now he's there with his wife. It's one of the coolest places ever. It's expensive.
It is expensive.
But, man, you talk about a culture of people that it's like nowhere else on the planet.
No,
there's
nicest
nothing like
people,
that.
the cleanest people.
Oh, dude.
Between that, you go to like Tokyo or something, and you cross it compared to like New York.
Yeah.
Night and day.
And because everyone takes care of their own, even if it's not theirs. Like you'll wake up in the morning, and you'll go out, and these little shop owners in a city that size will literally go out and wash the street in front of their shop.
Yep.
And you go to New York and Chicago and see somebody doing that. It's not happening.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
All right. So worst country.
Monrovia, Liberia.
Never. Okay, I'm going to sound like a jerk, but so what's the deal with?
It was actually my last deployment. I was on salvage tug, and we went over there just to essentially wave the flag, and we were doing some dive operations in the port. And at one point, I was told we were over there to teach the Monrovian Coast Guard, teach them how to swim. And it pretty much no joke. That's yeah.
Wow.
It was different. Like the food was interesting. We pulled into port, and the first thing that we had to do, divers went down on the site that we were doing some work on, and the first thing they had to do was pull two bodies out of the water that had been there. So it was
wake up call.
Yeah. It was. Don't drink the water.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, who wants to dive?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that's crazy. All right. So, 59 countries is a lot. You do a thing now. Really cool. I love the logo. Got Your Six Coffee Company.
Yep.
And we were just talking about this. It's you guys raise money for basically heroes. I mean, it's veterans, but it's also first responders as well.
Yep.
Law enforcement. Tell me a little bit about it.
So I got laid off last year from the oil industry. I did 3 years with the oil industry and downturn. In June, I got laid off, and the first thing I wanted to do was start a nonprofit geared towards helping veterans, EMT, law enforcement, firefighters. The two big ones for me, the suicide rate is a big thing, and seeing how veterans are treated within like the VA system, and that my personal story that starts from like 2006 with my uncle. My uncle Jay had cancer, and for 4.5 years I saw the struggles that he went through, and
it's
just one of those. I sat there and was like, "There's got to be something that can be done." And fast forward to 2016, and I had the opportunity, so I started thinking about the nonprofit and going down that road and collaborating and putting together my board of trustees. And I had a retired Lieutenant Colonel Army chaplain who's versed in the nonprofit world, sitting down having a conversation with him, and he asked me if I had the funds to go 2 or 3 years without a paycheck. Well, we got this off the ground, and unfortunately I don't. So
Yeah.
we kind of put that on the shelf, and I tried to find work locally, and 7 months later, you just get to that point where you got to row your own boat.
Yeah.
So
Overqualified.
yep, I decided to use the power of coffee to make a difference. There's 400 million cups of coffee consumed in the U.S. every day, 1.46 billion cups a year, and why can't I use coffee as a catalyst to make a change in my community and my country? So what I'm doing is selling. Right now, I'm selling coffee online. I'm in the process of trying to get a local coffee shop open, but sell coffee online, be the responsible business owner, pay the bills, and whatever's left over at the end of the month is what I'm giving back to charitable organizations. I'm in the process of doing my own nonprofit, so ultimately everything will go to that and it'll get dispersed through that. But right now it's just various other pre-established nonprofits. Like I'm partnering up right now with Heroes and Horses, which is out of Bozeman, Montana. It's a Navy SEAL disabled veteran. He uses a dude ranch to rehabilitate veterans. Awesome story. Another one is a local, Pieces of Home Springfield. We're in the process of, it's Jessie Neal. She does a nonprofit where she puts on a CrossFit competition.
Yeah.
And the competitors are all EMT veterans.
You guys are doing something in June, I think.
Yeah, June 3rd.
Yep,
June 3rd. And what she does is she raises money and sends care packages overseas to veterans. And the last one is Blue Line Bears, which is an amazing story. This is something that brings faith back to my. She is a 14-year-old girl who started a nonprofit that when an officer gets killed in the line of duty, she reaches out to the family and asks for the spare uniforms. And then she takes the spare uniforms and uses the material to turn around and build teddy bears. And she gives them back to the family so the family can give to the kids and have a memorabilia. Really cool. And it's, that just blows my mind that a 14-year-old is.
They're so much smarter than we give them credit for. Yep. And that's one of the things about I have a 10-year-old. I listen to everything she says. You have to because sometimes they'll see something or something that takes people 60, 70 years to figure out, and they'll know. And then we don't listen to them, and then they forget about it. So you got to pay attention.
Exactly.
It's important.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
So just like I said, I'm trying to make a difference, and I'm tired of seeing negative in the news and social media and all that. And there's a lot more positive. I think we just need to focus on it.
Yep. That's exactly one of the biggest reasons why I do this, is to remind people that yes, it's deafening what you see and hear every day. But we've got to remind people that there's still good in this world.
Yep.
And I think that's a really good point. So if people wanted to get a hold of you, get some Got Your Six Coffee, how do they do it?
Right now you can find me on Facebook, Got Your Six Coffee Company. You can also go to www.gotyoursixcoffee.com, spell out the 6, and go to the web store. Pretty much that route. I'm working myself up to all the social media platforms and everything.
It sucks. There's so many. I know.
It's encompassing.
It's so much. It's like you need a job specifically for that.
Yep.
Well, Eric, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate
your service to the country and your continued service even after the military.
My pleasure.